Today, we have a heartwarming story about two individuals, Oliver and Lily, who together create something truly special as they discover the beauty of love and friendship. This story will not only entertain but also help improve your English, making it perfect for learners. Let's dive into the tale of Oliver. Oliver lived in a peaceful, small town. He was a simple, kind-hearted man with a deep passion for flowers. Every morning, he woke up early and opened his flower shop, Blossom Haven. The shop was a reflection of his love for nature, and he treated each flower with the utmost care as if they were his friends. Oliver crafted beautiful bouquets that brought smiles to the faces of his customers. People from all around town visited his shop, leaving with flowers in hand and happiness in their hearts. Yet, despite the joy he spread, Oliver felt a sense of emptiness. After finishing his work each day, he returned to an empty apartment, where he would sit by the window and gaze at the stars. He often thought to himself, "I wish I had someone to share my life with." His heart longed for connection, and loneliness crept into his quiet world. One day, a new family arrived in the town. Lily and her grandmother moved into a cozy house near the park. Lily was a cheerful and kind-hearted young woman, full of life. She enjoyed painting, reading, and spending time with her playful dog. Max, Lily's grandmother, who had lived in the city for many years, was overjoyed by the calm and peaceful surroundings. "Lily, this place already feels like home," she remarked. Lily smiled warmly and replied, "I agree, Grandma. I think we're going to love it here." The following day, Lily's grandmother suggested they visit the local flower shop to pick out some roses for their new home. Lily was excited and agreed to accompany her. They made plans to visit Blossom Haven the next morning. As they entered the flower shop, the colorful blooms filled the air with fragrance. Lily gazed around in awe. "Wow, this place is amazing," she exclaimed. Oliver, who was tending to the flowers behind the counter, looked up and smiled. "Good morning, how may I help you?" he asked warmly. Lily's grandmother spoke up. "We'd love to buy some roses, please." Oliver carefully arranged a bouquet of red and white roses. As he worked, Lily complimented the shop, saying, "You have the most beautiful flowers here. How long have you been running this shop?" Oliver smiled humbly and replied, "I've been working here for 5 years. Flowers are my true passion." Lily introduced herself. "I'm Lily, and this is my grandmother." Oliver nodded. "Nice to meet you both. I'm Oliver." As they left the shop, Oliver couldn't help but feel happy. Lily seems so kind, he thought. I hope she visits again. A week passed, and sure enough, Lily returned to Blossom Haven, this time alone. She walked in with a smile, greeting Oliver. "Hi, Oliver. I need more flowers for my home." Oliver's heart lifted at the sight of her. "What kind of flowers would you like today?" Lily laughed playfully. "Surprise me." Oliver crafted a stunning bouquet of tulips and daisies. As he worked, they talked about life. Lily shared her passion for painting and mentioned, "I'd love to paint the park and the lake here. They're so beautiful." "That sounds wonderful," Oliver said, genuinely impressed. "You must be very talented." When Lily left, Oliver couldn't stop thinking about her smile. "She really makes my day brighter," he thought. "I hope she comes back soon." Over the next few weeks, Lily became a regular visitor to Oliver's shop. They talked about flowers, books, and their shared love of the town. Oliver began to look forward to her visits. One day he decided to take a bold step. He nervously asked, "Lily, would you like to join me for a picnic by the lake this Sunday?" Lily looked surprised for a moment, but then her face lit up with a smile. "That sounds lovely. I'd love to go." Excited yet anxious, Oliver spent the rest of the day planning the picnic, making a list of what to bring. I hope she enjoys it, he thought. Sunday arrived with perfect weather. The sun shone brightly, and the lake glistened under its light. Oliver waited at the park, feeling both nervous and eager. When Lily arrived, she had a small basket in hand. "Hi, Oliver," she greeted him with a warm smile. "I brought some sandwiches." "That's perfect," Oliver responded. "Let's find a nice spot by the lake." They sat under a large tree near the water, and as they enjoyed the picnic, they shared their dreams. Oliver spoke about his dream of creating a grand garden for the whole town to enjoy, filled with flowers from all over the world. Lily listened carefully, admiring the dream. "That's a beautiful idea, Oliver. I've always wanted to paint scenes from around the world, but first I want to paint this lake." With that, Lily pulled out her sketchbook and began to draw. Oliver watched, captivated by how effortlessly her pencil moved across the page. After a while, Lily handed him the drawing. "This is for you," she said. It was a sketch of the lake, surrounded by vibrant flowers. Oliver gazed at the drawing, deeply moved. "It's incredible. Thank you so much, Lily." That day by the lake, their friendship grew even stronger. One morning, as Oliver was walking past Lily's house, he noticed her in the garden, looking frustrated. One afternoon, as Oliver was passing by Lily's house, he noticed her in the garden, looking frustrated. "Hi, Lily," he called out. "What's wrong?" Lily sighed. "I'm trying to plant some flowers, but I don't know how to get the soil right. It's too hard." Oliver chuckled softly and said, "Don't worry, I'll help you." He rolled up his sleeves and showed Lily how to loosen the soil and plant the seeds properly. It wasn't long before Lily felt more confident and grateful for Oliver's guidance. A few days later, Oliver found himself incredibly busy at his shop. He had a big order for a wedding, and there were far too many flowers to arrange. Just as he was starting to feel overwhelmed, Lily walked in. "You look stressed. Can I help?" she asked. Oliver smiled, relieved. "Yes, please." Together, they worked on arranging the bouquets, and Lily's presence brought a sense of calm to the chaos of the shop. One weekend, the annual town fair arrived, bringing with it games, food stalls, and music. Oliver couldn't resist asking Lily, "Would you like to go to the fair with me?" Lily beamed with excitement. "Of course." At the fair, they played games like ring toss and won small prizes. When Oliver tried to win a teddy bear but missed every time, Lily laughed and said, "Let me try." She tossed the ring and won on her very first attempt. With a grin, she handed the teddy bear to Oliver. "This is for you," she said. They spent the rest of the evening enjoying cotton candy and warm pretzels. As the sun began to set, they rode the Ferris wheel. When the wheel stopped at the top, Lily looked out over the town lights and said, "This is so beautiful." Oliver gazed at Lily, thinking to himself, "This moment feels perfect." But the perfect day took a turn when dark clouds gathered in the sky. A powerful storm hit the town, bringing heavy rain and strong winds. Concerned for Lily and her grandmother, Oliver quickly put on his raincoat and rushed to their house. When he arrived, he found Lily struggling to save her grandmother's plants from the fierce wind. Pots were toppling over in the storm. "I'm here to help," Oliver shouted over the roar of the wind. Together, they moved the plants to a safer spot inside the house. Lily's grandmother, who had been watching them, smiled and said, "You're such a kind young man, Oliver." After the storm calmed, Lily looked at Oliver and said, "Thank you for coming over. I don't know what I would have done without you." Oliver smiled and reassured her, "I'll always be here to help." As the storm passed, the town became peaceful once again. That evening, Oliver and Lily sat together on her porch, watching the stars in silence. Lily broke the quiet, saying, "Thank you again for helping us. You're always so kind." Oliver turned to her and said softly, "I care about you, Lily. You're special to me." Lily smiled warmly. "You're special to me too, Oliver." They sat there for a while, enjoying the moment. Oliver thought, "I've never felt this close to anyone before." Meanwhile, Lily thought, "Oliver understands me in a way no one else does." That night, they both realized that their feelings for each other had grown stronger. One afternoon, Oliver said to Lily, "I want to show you something special." They walked to the edge of town, where an overgrown field lay forgotten. The grass was tall, and the area looked neglected. "This is where I dream of building a beautiful garden," Oliver explained. "I want people to come here, relax, and enjoy the flowers." Lily smiled at the idea. "It's a wonderful idea, Oliver. This field has so much potential. Let's do it together." With Lily by his side, Oliver felt a spark of hope. His dream now seemed possible. The very next day, they began working on the garden. They cleared the weeds, dug the soil, and planted seeds. It was hard work, but they laughed and chatted as they worked. Days passed, and the garden began to take shape. As people in the town noticed their efforts, one curious person asked, "What are you two working on?" Oliver grinned and replied, "We're creating a garden for everyone to enjoy." Soon, a few townspeople offered to help, bringing tools, seeds, and even snacks to keep Oliver and Lily energized. The garden grew with each passing day, taking on a life of its own. One day, Lily surprised Oliver with a wonderful idea. "I want to add something special to the garden," she said, bringing out her paints and brushes. She began working on a large mural on one of the garden walls. The painting depicted flowers, birds, and a bright sunny sky, full of color and life. When Lily finished, Oliver stepped back to admire her work. "This is incredible, Lily. You've made the garden even more beautiful." Lily blushed and said, "I wanted to make it special for you, for the town." Oliver realized how much Lily's creativity had enhanced his dream. Finally, the big day arrived. The grand opening of the garden. Oliver and Lily invited the whole town. They decorated the entrance with colorful flowers and ribbons. When the townspeople arrived, they were in awe. "This is beautiful," one person exclaimed. "It's like a little paradise," said another. Oliver smiled at Lily, grateful for everything they had created together. Oliver and Lily stood before the crowd in the newly opened garden. The sun was setting, casting a warm glow over the flowers. Oliver took a deep breath and said, "This garden was my dream, but it became a reality because of Lily and all of you. Thank you." Lily smiled beside him, adding, "We hope this garden brings you peace and happiness." The crowd clapped and cheered, filled with joy as they celebrated the beautiful new addition to the town. After the grand opening, the garden quickly became the heart of the community. People came to relax, have picnics, and take photos. Children played in the flower beds, and couples walked hand in hand. Oliver and Lily visited the garden every day, taking care of the plants and feeling proud of what they had created together. One evening, as they stood in the garden watching the sunset, Oliver said, "This garden is more than just flowers. It's a place where people can feel happy." Lily nodded. "And we built it together. That makes it even more special." The garden continued to grow, just like their friendship, which blossomed into something deeper. One day, as Oliver and Lily were watering the plants, a group of businessmen arrived in suits, looking serious. "This field is perfect for our new mall," one of them said. "We'll pay you a lot of money to sell it." Oliver shook his head firmly. "This garden isn't for sale. It's for the town." The businessman frowned. "Think about it. You could make a fortune. Lily stepped forward, her voice steady and unwavering. This garden is worth more than money. It's a place for everyone to enjoy. The businessmen exchanged frustrated looks before leaving, but not without a hint of disapproval. Oliver and Lily knew they would have to fight to protect the garden they had built. Determined, Oliver and Lily went door to door, explaining the situation to the townspeople. "This garden belongs to all of us," Oliver said. "We need to protect it." The people of the town rallied behind them. They signed petitions, made banners, and held a community meeting in the garden. People of all ages gathered, sharing stories of how the garden had touched their lives. When the businessmen returned, they were greeted by a large crowd, ready to defend what had become their cherished space. "You can't take our garden," one person shouted. The businessmen saw they had no chance of winning and left the field, never to return. Oliver and Lily smiled at each other, proud of what they had achieved with the support of the town. One evening, as they sat together in the garden, watching the sun dip below the horizon, Oliver turned to Lily with a serious expression. The sky was painted in shades of orange and pink, and the flowers swayed gently in the breeze. "Lily," he began, "there's something I need to tell you." Lily looked at him, curious. "What is it, Oliver?" He hesitated for a moment, then took a deep breath. "I've fallen in love with you. You've brought so much joy into my life, and I can't imagine my days without you." Lily's eyes filled with happy tears as she smiled. "I feel the same way, Oliver. I've loved you for a while now." They sat in the garden, holding hands, feeling happier than ever before. A few weeks later, Oliver planned a surprise. He invited Lily to the garden, telling her, "I have a surprise for you." When Lily arrived, she found the garden beautifully decorated with candles and flowers. In the center, Oliver stood nervously, holding something in his hand. "Lily," he said, kneeling on one knee, "you've changed my life in the most wonderful way. Will you marry me?" Lily's eyes widened with joy. "Yes, Oliver. Of course I will." They hugged, surrounded by the beauty of the garden and the love they shared. The entire town gathered in the garden on a sunny afternoon to celebrate their wedding. Lily walked down the aisle holding a bouquet of flowers picked from the garden, while Oliver waited for her beneath an arch of roses. When they exchanged vows, the crowd cheered, and it was a perfect day. After their wedding, Oliver and Lily continued to care for the garden together. It became not only a place for flowers, but also a symbol of love, friendship, and community. As the storyteller, I'll say this. Oliver and Lily's love story reminds us that dreams can come true when we work together and believe in each other.